Hi everyone, welcome. This is Dalise, but you might know me as Stamper Girl here for Kat Scrappiness for one of our classes today. And I am going to be making a cute gift card. I think this time of the year, when you have tons of teenagers, you're not quite sure what to get them. Gift cards are the best. Now, this one, you can put the gift card right here, and it holds, right? You close it, you got your card, which is super adorable, super easy, and I'll show you how to make it. I'm going to start with 2 pieces of cardstock. I did use a dark blue and a silver as a mat, and then for inside the I used that same snowflake that I cut out to put inside the card. And that's exactly what we're going to do. In this card, it is the dark blue is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and then the silver is 3 3/4, so a 1/4 inch bigger, and this is 1/4 inch bigger. So you're going to have that nice border around it. Let's start by cutting using the Snowflake trio, the dies from Kat Scrappiness, and I am going to position it in a way that I am going to recreate this front of the card right here. I'm going to get a piece of washi tape, and I'm going to put it, instead of having the point, I want a little bit more space, so I am going to put it where we have the 2 flat pieces and then the point on this side. Okay, I'm just going to put 2 pieces of washi, and I am going to send this through the die cut. If you wanted to, you could also use some of our pearl powder white silver, and we have these Ranger brushes which are really excellent for this, and you're barely going to touch the brush, like that is a lot. You want just a tiny bit, and you just click where you stamp, and they'll have this beautiful pearl silver look, and trust me, you're gonna love it. You do need to have a little Swiffer paper or something to clean the excess powder. You just need to buff it right off, and you'll be able to see all the shimmery goodness. You see them? So from white, now there are a beautiful pearl silver. Okay, so that is ready to go. That's going to be our front. We will be using, again, like I mentioned, the reindeer games. And then I will be using the Simple Sentiments Holiday with the Simple Sentiments Universal cutting tool. So you stamp it once, cut it, it cuts all of them, and you get all these fun strips to use. I have already stamped them in cranberry and heat embossed them. So we are going to put see what we have here. What are some of the ones that we have left? Be Jolly by Golly, Official Cookie Tester, Christmas Calories Don't Count. See, I actually like these two because I think I am going to be giving away some crumble cookie gift cards, which are for some baked goods. So I think those would be super adorable. Okay, stamping my reindeer with a little cup of Joe. This set is adorable if you have not seen it before. It is one of my favorites. It has a little reindeer with a cup of joe. It has a reindeer that is like the what I call the Home Alone face. Then one on top of the Santa's bag, one with the bell, and one with a gift. Then we got tiny little gingerbread man, a pine branch with an ornament, a gift, a holly with some berries, peppermint, candy, 2 snowflakes which we use, and the Santa hat. Okay, so we're gonna let it dry there, and while we dry, we are gonna work on our gift card holder. You will need an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock that you want to trim to be 5.5 by 8.5, and then one of those halves we're going to half again to be 4.25 by 5.5, and this is going to be leftover. Okay, we are going to score. I'm going to move this guy over here. We're going to score at the midpoint, which is going to be 4.25. Okay. And we are going to fold. So you're going to make an A2 card base. Okay. That opens portrait. Then I'm not going to put this too far away because we're going to need it for here. Now let me show you how this works. We have 2 tabs that are 1/4 inch big on this side, and then it's the midpoint. So let's do that scoring. We are going to have 1/4 inch on both sides. So this is 4.25. So we're going to do 4, and we're going to do 1/4. And I think actually in the original I may have done, instead of 1/4, I may have done 3/8. But either way, it's gonna work, so don't worry. Okay, we're gonna score that nice. Okay, now we are going to score the middle. So this would be 4.25 is 2 1/8. And at the 2 1/8 mark, we are gonna do a fold line, a score line, and a fold line. And that is very important because that is our midpoint for our cutting guide, okay? Because we are gonna place our, in this case, snowflake, but it could be a circle, it could be triangle, it could be a gift, whichever die cut you want to use, you can use it. You can do almost anything. Okay, so I'm gonna bring back that snowflake, and I am gonna put that snowflake right here in the middle. So I'm looking for the middle part here, but I'm gonna eyeball it. It's not so critical that it is exactly the middle, and I'm using the sides of the snowflake as my middle point. So I want to be in the middle of the snowflake like this, but I also want to be in the middle of the card. Okay, so here we are, and I am going to bring a little bit more of tape. Okay, right here and right here, and this is what we're gonna do. Okay, so we want to cut this part. We do not want to cut this part. We only want to cut the top part, okay? Which could be either way, okay? So the way to do that, we are going to do a partial cut. For a partial cut, it's all the trick is on your plate. So you see I'm using my precision plate. I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to only cover what I want cut. So I only want to cut until this line. There is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is a border here that looks different. That's beveled, so it's never cut in there. I'm going to put exactly I'm going to put a little bit of tape into my paper. And I am going to position it so it's right to that line is right on my middle line that we folded and scored. Okay. I'm going to bring my die cut machine. And I like feeding my side, the side that has all of this cutting mats in first. Okay. Let's see. And we are gonna see how that did. And it did pretty good. So I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna remove it. Put my cutting machine down. I'm gonna get all those pieces of tape, carefully trying not to tear my cardstock, because now that we have passed it through the machine, what happened is that pressure sometimes makes it adhere really strongly to the paper. And if you ever have like trouble with that, all you need to know is that a little bit of heat will melt your adhesive and will allow you to pull that tape right out. Okay. Now we are going to glue our snowflake that we cut in that front panel right here. And if you notice, I did not pull my snowflake pieces out because it's easier to do this while they are still kind of like interconnected there. Okay, so I am gonna come and I am gonna try to find where is it that they match. You might need to do a little bit of falling around. There it is. Found it. Okay. That matches perfectly. Yay. Okay. And now we are going to pull these out. Very carefully, okay? So here's what I have found after cutting these a few times. There is a couple of ways that you could do this. And I have found that the easiest way to make this work is that we are gonna cut these so they don't get stuck in with it. Okay, with the gift card. Okay, there it is. And there's one more right here. Okay, the other thing that you could have done is you could have cut the middle first before die cutting, okay? Which is what I did when I was doing my first. But you just want to make a big, you see how this has a big hole now? So we cut all the intricate parts, okay? Then we are going to go over here. We're going to add a little bit of glue to all of our points and just get them all glued down, okay? And we are halfway there. It is that easy. It really is. You don't have to cut those pieces like I did. I just find that it's easier to slide in and out our gift card once you do that, okay? So let's go back. This is our card. We are going to make sure that these get So we want to fold them on the back. Again, 3/8 is better than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so there it is. So we are going to put glue to one side first. One of those glue tabs, because that's what they are. You may want to trim these. Just miter them. And miter them is just cutting a little triangle out of the edge of them. Okay? And then I'm going to make sure that that back flap is folded back. And then we are going to go and we're going to get that glued all the way on the fold. Okay? Okay? So it's right there on the fold. It's close to the fold as we can. So you're going to try to move it a little bit and see. That's pretty good. Okay? It's going to be a little bit thicker on the fold. But that's fine. Now you're going to go with more glue to that second glue tab. And we are going to close it. Okay? Doing really nice. Close it as close as we can. Okay? We're trying to get it as close. So you see how I'm bending it so it's nice and flat. And then we're going to go there. So there we go. See how it pops up? So when you open it up, it pops. And that is where you hide and put your gift card. So when it pops, your gift card is going to pop right there. Now this part here, we are going to cover that with some pattern paper to make it look pretty. And then here on the front, we are going to glue our panel, our silver panel. So this card, I love it because you are actually using the positive and the negative of your card, of your die cut. And I love using the negatives of my die cut. It's just okay. That's getting a little bit. And if that happens to you, I'm putting a little bit of pressure there. If you have a little bit of extra in there, you could make these a little bit shorter. Okay. And then this a little bit lighter. And the mechanism for your gift card holder is done, and it nice and holds in there, and it pops up in. So we got our little guy here, and we're gonna put official cookie tester, calories don't count, and we are gonna just glue them directly. You could do some foam tape if you wanted to. These are so perfect to go over this big snowflake. Colors don't count. And then this happy-go-lucky guy, which we are going to color and bring back.
fire, reindeer dancing like a Christmas choir. Rudolph's got his shades and his sleigh in gear. Let's rock and roll, it's the best time of year. Dasher's got the rhythm, Prancer's got the beat. Vixen's in the groove, tapping those feet. Turn it up loud, let the sleigh bells toll. The reindeer are ready for some rock and roll. Oh, it's the reindeer rock and roll. Jingle bell rhythm in your soul. Santa's on the sleigh, reindeer take the lead. Rocking around at Christmas Eve. It's the reindeer rock and roll. Let's fly high and lose control. With a jingle and a jump, we're out of sight. Rocking with the reindeer all Christmas night. Rudolph's in the fall with his nose so bright, leading the way through the starry night. Dancer's got a solo, Comet's got a swing. Together they make the holiday sing. Vixen's on the drums, Donna's on the bass. Cupid's on guitar, keeping up the pace. Turn it up loud, let the sleigh bells toll. The reindeer are ready for some rock and roll. Oh, it's the reindeer rock and roll. Jingle bell rhythm in your soul. Santa's on the sleigh, reindeer take the lead. Rocking around at Christmas Eve. It's the reindeer rock and roll. Let's fly high and lose control. With a jingle and a jump, we're out of sight. Rocking with the reindeer all Christmas night. From the North Pole to your hometown, reindeer rocking as they touch down. With every leap and every slide, Christmas joy is on the rise. Oh, it's the reindeer rock and roll. Jingle bell rhythm in your soul. Santa's on the sleigh, reindeer take the lead. Rocking around at Christmas Eve. It's the reindeer rock and roll. Let's fly high and lose control. With a jingle and a jump, we're out of sight. Rocking with the reindeer all Christmas night. Rocking with the reindeer all Christmas night. Yeah, the reindeer rock and rolls out of sight.
Here. And here is our super cute gift card. The only thing that we are missing is that we are going to cover that with, you could do some pattern paper. We are going to do a stripe of the silver cardstock that we use for the layer. But you could do pattern paper, you could do another cardstock, you could do anything to cover that. And you only need to cover this part. You don't need to cover the back, because the back, nobody's gonna see it. Okay, because when you open it and there it is. This is what you see. So we're just covering that seam. And isn't it pretty? Super easy to make. And I really hope you give it a try and let me see and show us. And remember, all the products, the Snowflake Trio, the reindeer games, and the holiday sentiments, they are all by Kat Scrappiness, Simple Sentiments Holiday, the die cut. They're all in the store right now, and I'm pretty sure that you can find a good sale for us in the store right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I am so glad that you joined us for this holiday classes here with all our team members. Have a great day, and remember, don't leave your crafting for tomorrow. Start today. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Brian here from diycrafts and more here on YouTube. Today I'm part of the winter retreat for Kat Scrappiness, and today we're going to be making some fun stuff like cards and tags and ornaments and such. Me and my crafty friends have all come together to showcase Kat Scrappiness products and show you some cool ways to use them. So today we're going to be making what is called a WV fold card. It's kind of like a Z fold, but it's a double Z. It's very complicated how to talk about it, actually. But just to put it simply, that's why it's called a WV fold. And today I'm going to show you how to make one of these using Kat Scrappiness products. So what you're going to need to start out with is a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, preferably white. And we're going to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 11 inches. So this first cut is just going to be going straight down at 5 1/4 inches, in other words. You set that aside for a moment. And then next, we're going to go ahead and cut this piece, the remaining 3 1/4 by 11 inch piece down to 3 inches. So we have a 4-inch strip here. And that can be tossed. And we're going to turn this 90 degrees and cut it at 6 inches. So we'll have one 3-inch by 6-inch piece. And the remaining 3-inch by 5-inch piece, you can use on this card if you want for like a sentiment or something, or just use it for something else on another project. So what we first want to do is go ahead and score this. The 3-inch by 6-inch piece down the middle, 3 inches. So you'll get 2 3-inch squares here of equal size. And we'll set that aside for a minute. We'll get to back to that in a little bit. And now we're going to go ahead and get this 5 1/4 by 11-inch piece. And we're going to score it at 1 3/4. Three and a half. 5 1/4. And 7 inches. So we'll have basically 1, 2, 3, 4 sections that are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches. And at the far right, we'll have one section that's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So this is not quite going to be an A2 size card, but it will fit in an A2 size envelope for sure. Now what we want to do is go ahead and fold. The first fold is going to be at the very end here before we get to the 4-inch part. And then we're going to want to fold that in. Then we're going to fold it back for the next fold. And back in again for the next one. And finally, we're going to fold it back out for the last fold. I think I may have messed up a fold somewhere. And I did, I think. I think that fixed it. I hope it did. So now we're going to go ahead and start getting our mat and layering done for this card. So we're going to grab some gold foiled cardstock. It's gold on foil on one side and craft on the other. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the 5-inch mark and cut down 5 inches by 11 inches. That'll give us what we need for most of our cuts. The way I'd seen this, you're supposed to cut it like into 8, like 5 1/8 by 1 5/8 or something like that. I'm not sure. But I'm not going to do it like this. I'm just going to keep it simple and do it in quarter-inch increments. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. Cut 4 pieces that measure 5 inches by 1.5 inches. Then we're going to cut 1 piece that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then with this remaining piece, we're going to cut down to 2 3/4. And we're going to cut 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4 inches square. And now we're going to go ahead and glue those down, and I'll cut the next layer that goes on top of that, which will be, I'll show you in just a second. I'll be using red and green 24-pound paper. I have found recently that 24-pound paper is a good alternative to cardstock, like for matting and layering on cards, because it gives the effect of cardstock, but it has less weight to it. So therefore, you can put more on and not have to pay extra or as much extra, depending upon how much you use when I'll go ahead and mail it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start out with this here. See how that's going to go. And I'm going to find me some glue. Go ahead and put this on here. And the other side. And there's we go. And now we're going to start on these. I'll put that on like that. And we're going to go ahead and glue this next piece on. Third piece. And the fourth one. And one last piece will be on this end piece here. And now we're going to go ahead and cut our layering pieces. Which, let's see here. Here's my trimmer. I think I'm going to cut one, let's see here, 4 3/4. By 3.5, I believe is what I need for that inside most piece, large piece on the inside. See if that'll work. Looks like it will. And I'll also cut 2 pieces of measure 2.5 squared. And then we're going to also cut the 4 panel pieces. And those should be at, let's see here, 4 3/4. By, let's see, 1 1/4, I believe. No, 1.5. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing now. Let's try 1.5, see how that works. No, it's 1 1/4 actually, because I already cut one that was 1.5. I need to write down my own measurements now, apparently. So now I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these down. Got that one. Okay, the first one's down. Go. Number 2 is down. Trying to get the excess glue off of there. Now we're going to go ahead and put our layering on these pieces. And we're almost done. Okay, got that done. And now it's time to put our decorations on. So on the left side, I'm going to have this brushed Christmas tree die that I used from Kat Scrappiness. Looks like this. And I cut that out of this green piece of paper, cardstock from the Kat Scrappiness Falling Leaves 6x6 double-sided premium cardstock pack. That's going to go on here on the left side, like so. And I'll probably have to cut off the top a little bit if it bothers me too much. See if that'll work. Looks like that will work. And then you can write a little message or sentiment on the right side here. This one is, I'm just going to simply write Merry Christmas. And then I got this other die from Kat Scrappiness. It's a wreath die, Christmas wreath, I believe. I forget the exact name of it, but I'll try to remember, have it put on the screen, the name of it. And we're going to put it over on this end here. This is not completely glued down yet. Have it partially glued down to a piece of white poster board. But it's good enough. I think it'll work. I won't glue all the leaves down, though, right now. This is more suitable for an A2 size card, this is not quite an A2. Remember, it's 4 by 5 1/4, so I will cut these edges off of these two leaves. I could have placed it better, though, probably. That might have helped. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim that off there and there. Give it that look. So, the last thing we have to do here is to match this up exactly, middle mark to middle mark. And we're going to go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do. I am actually going to put some tape on this instead of gluing it down. This may work a little better. Put 1/2 inch piece on either end. Let's see how that works. Can I afford another one? I think so. Yes, definitely. So I'm going to actually put 2 1/2 inch pieces on either end. To make sure they're right up against each other too. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess. See how that works. Works just fine for me. We're going to try to put it on this way, see how it works. The other one I put it on a different way and it didn't quite line up exactly. And I didn't like how it lined up, so I'm going to try it this way this time. And I'm going to go ahead and see about getting these pieces off. Okay. try it like this here. And there we go. Got a perfect looking WV fold card. You made in less than half an hour, basically. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do try to find my channel, diycrafts. It should be linked in the description box below this video. And go ahead and subscribe to me, and so you can watch me do more videos. I hope to see y'all again real soon. Bye.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Kat Scrappiness 2004 Winter's Retreat. My name is Desiree, otherwise I go by Miss Fox Delights on Facebook and Instagram. Today I'm going to demonstrate you how to make this card. It's Merry Critters Stamps and Die Set. Okay, you guys set this right here. We'll be using the Merry Critters stamp set and die. Crafters Essentials, Winter Edition. Stitch Rectangle Craft dies. Let's see. The Nutcracker 6x6 double-sided premium cardstock. And lastly, white snowflake sequins. You can all get these items at katscrappiness.com. Also, the other items I will be using today is pre-made cards, stocks, the paper studios, which I got from Hobby Lobby. And also the white paper I'll be using is also from Hobby Lobby. Extra weight, heavy weight, comes in 100 sheets. I believe it's 110 pounds, which I love this one. I used to go to Michael's to get the cardstocks, but majority of the time the markers would play through the paper or through the lines. Alright, let me go ahead. Well, no, give me a new fresh cardstocks. This time I will be using light blue. Firstly, we're going to add the rectangle die. To me, it reminds me of snow. I'm going to go ahead and use my double-sided runner. Okay, and we're going to put this on here. Try to make it even as possible. Straighten it out. Make sure it's really good. Alright, and for the inside, I usually like to add additional white paper inside. It makes it more, I guess, elegant and gives card more weight if they want to set it down. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Do the same thing and then make sure they're both even. Okay. Out. Make sure it's stuck on there. And there we go. We got the card base all set up. Oops. I did an oopsie. Turn around. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and add the Christmas tree first. Some people usually like to add glue. I usually have a hard time with glue. Sometimes they don't usually stay on for me. That's why usually like 90% of the time I use double adhesive tape. And we're going to go ahead, See, I'm trying to line. Use the heels. Make sure it goes. Looks like you need to move it a little bit higher. And a little bit this way. Try it again. I can move the latrice a little bit over. I don't want to do the first mistake I did on the first card because I incidentally have the tree stem going further up than it should be. Okay, I think that's perfect. Let me go ahead and make sure that's on there. It's not 100% perfect. Alrighty, and we're going to go ahead and add the snow top heels. Since it's a little bit long on one-sided, I'm probably going to cut it down, or yeah, I'm going to cut it down just a little snippet. And forgetful me, I forgot scissors, so we're just going to go ahead and not do that today. I'm currently working downstairs because my small table is too wobbly, so it's going to have to be in a perfect, like the first card, but hey, it still works and it's still going to look awesome. So we're going to go ahead and double adhesive, or double-sided. Go ahead and line these up. There we go. It's in there. Okay. Since I'm not able to cut it, we're going to make it even both sides on the blue cardstock. Make sure it's aligned. And there's your snow top heels. And what I did here on the card was use Copic markers. We're going to use B000 and also B0000 and also, and lastly, 0 to blend in. Okay. Okay, now we're going to use 0 to blend that in. Alright, there we go. Now we can start assembling. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start with the sleigh. Since I get to the tiny little areas, I would put tape on my fingers and get to the areas I can't really work with the runner. There we go. We're going to go ahead and add the sleigh right here. See? Do it a little bit this way. There we go. Don't forget the bunny. Okay. Him or her right there. There. Next we're going to use the reindeer. Okay. Bunks. I'm up here on the top of the mountain area. Happy. Don't want to press the head too much. And don't forget we have to have a birdie. And have him sitting on top of the presents. Ah. Okay. Bring here. Go ahead, put some tape here. There we go. Put it on top of the presents. And one more thing. Okay. There we go. Sure. There. Alrighty. Now we got that all assembled. We're going to go ahead and start using the sequence. I just love these snowflakes. I did have a tool where it helps you put the sequence on easier, but unfortunately that broke on me when I did my first video intake. So please don't mind me if I use my hands and glue. Okay, we're going to add some right here. Oops. Here. And a snowflake there. A little too much glue. This is why I don't use glue very much. There. I usually use my fingers and set it this side. Use one here. Ah, made a little bubble. Ink pad. Pad. Sorry, my husband's down here. And I forgot another item, which is my Lawn Fawn ink to do the wordings in a bit. I'm all clumsy. I do apologize. Bubbles. There we go. Set that aside. go. Awesome, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for my husband for rescuing me and getting my ink pads. Right, and we're gonna put these ones away. I don't like to add too many sequins. I think it's too a bit overcrowded on a small card for an A2. All right. And for the wordings, we're gonna go ahead and bring out the Merry Critter stamps. And we're gonna go ahead and use Merry Christmas. We're going to use VersaFine Clair Nocturne Black ink. That's what I usually use when I do wordings. And I also use Fawn Lawn Jet Black ink when I stamp out the critters and so forth. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out my Misty. Okay, set this side for a second. Oops, and this one. Please don't mind me how messy my Misty is. It's about 3 to 4 years old. And I believe it's my very first one I got. Okay, I'm going to put this aside real quick. Alright, I'm going to put this down so we do not have a messy card moving around. Okay. We're going to head and make sure this is even. It's a bit harder because I'm usually always working where my items are really up close and I'm not usually wearing my glasses. Okay. Close that for a minute. Nope, doesn't look like it's even. Just gotta be that one paranoid person that always has to make sure everything is even. Otherwise, I'll just throw it away. Even though it took me about 1 to 2 hours to work on a card, one little oopsie could ruin the whole thing. Alrighty, I think that looks even. Okay, and let's get our ink and turn it around over here, which is a little bit more easier for me. Okay, go ahead and ink that up. Sometimes I have to ink up it once or twice. And look how it is. Maybe one more time just to get a fine, good print. And there we go, gently. Not too hard, otherwise somehow it messes up and smooches everywhere with my bad luck. And there we go. A perfect Merry Christmas. Let me get this out of the way. Take the card out. And there we go. Here is your Merry Critters Christmas card. That's probably perfect for any child or any person who loves little critters, and especially a fox, who cannot deny a little fox. Okay, and here's the finished product, and here's this. Please remember they can get all items from katscrappiness.com. Thank you for joining me on my very first video, and thank you for bearing with me with all my mistakes. I hope you have a happy holidays or / Merry Christmas, and thank you for joining Miss Fox Delights. Thank you and have a good day.